The battle went on for what felt like days. One after another, I watched my friends, my brothers, fall to the insurmountable odds we faced. But nothing was going to stop us. We were so close. The enemy forces were thinning. Even in the face of certain death, we fought to the end. That's how it was supposed to go anyway. But everything changed in the blink of an eye. The big one in all the armor was the problem, you see. Bastard didn't even carry a gun. He just carried this monstrous hammer, which was covered in blood. Eventually, we finally got him, but not without a huge cost to our forces. Next, we managed to contain the Japanese sharpshooter, but not before he dropped our commander. I have never seen someone so deadly precise with a bow until that day, and I haven't seen better since. With only a few left, it had looked like we'd actually won the day. That was until a man, well, at least I think it was a man. You see, he appeared right before our eyes, shrouded in all black, and a mask that haunts my thoughts to this day. We stood in shock as he began to spin in a circle of death, firing his 2 shotguns, shouting, "Die! Die! Die!" He killed at least 4 more men before we finally took him down. And that was it. We had won. It was over. The few men we had left took a collective sigh of relief. Finally, after all we had been through, we were going to live. We were going to see our family and friends again. But this moment, this breath of hope, was quickly dashed. I saw her falling from the sky. We all did. It was unbelievable. An angel. A real-life angel. Wings and all. She even wore the fucking halo. We all stood in disbelief as she gracefully landed in the center of all the carnage and the broken bodies. She stood before us, which couldn't have been more than a few seconds, but it felt like an eternity. And then it happened. The moment that I will never forget for the rest of my days in this existence. Out of all the terrible things I have seen and done in this world, nothing tops the horror that this angel-faced demon brought us that day. In one smooth motion, she reached down towards the ground, and then upwards towards the sky, and spoke a phrase in German.
Helden sterben nicht.
Roughly translated, means heroes never die. As she spoke that phrase, there was a blinding flash of light, and then the sound of a blaster shot. As I regained my sight, I looked toward the angel, whom now was armed with a semi-automatic blaster. There was a faint trail of smoke that came from the barrel. It was dead quiet. Scary still. I turned to my right to see the sergeant dead, or what was left of the sergeant's face burned black. He had raised his weapon before the flash. Did she kill him? As his lifeless body fell to the ground, I noticed that all of the enemy force was up and alive once again. The Grim Reaper-looking guy, the Iron Man, the Dragon Archer, all of them. As what remained of our ranks scattered, it was utter chaos. I had looked for the angel amongst the insanity, but I don't remember much after that. Someone had knocked me out and left me alive underneath some rubble. Why me? To spread this tale? I don't know. The only thing I do know is that even an angel can kill. I guess the moral of this story is a timeless lesson, one so simple that you don't truly appreciate until you're reminded of it. And that lesson is this: do not ever judge a book by its cover. I wrote this to show what it would look like encountering Mercy from an enemy perspective. Looking at her in this light shows that she's not all sunshine and rainbows, boys and girls. They never really come out and say where Mercy got her codename. One would assume it's 'cause the mercy she shows her allies as she relentlessly aids them with all that she is. However, from the other side of the coin, maybe she's called mercy by her enemies because she shows them none. Dr. Angela Ziegler rose to become the head of surgery at a prominent Swiss hospital before pioneering a breakthrough in the field of applied nanobiology. This radically improved the treatment of life-threatening illnesses and injuries. It was this expertise that attracted the attention of Overwatch. Because her parents had been taken by a war, Ziegler was opposed to the organization's militaristic approach to keeping global peace. Ultimately, she recognized that Overwatch offered her the opportunity to save lives on a much larger scale. As Overwatch's head of medical research, Angela sought to leverage her work for healing on the front lines. The result was the Valkyrie Swift response suit, which Ziegler herself piloted on many Overwatch missions. Despite her contributions to Overwatch, she was often at odds with her superiors and the organization's overarching aims. One example was the development of the biotic rifle by Torbjorn and Mercy. Torbjorn provided assurances that the device was only intended for healing, but Ziegler maintained that this was setting Overwatch down a road that could lead to the weaponization of the biotic technology, and that she had only conducted research in the field on the condition that it would not be used for offensive purposes. When the group was faced with a series of allegations, Ziegler was interviewed in the hearings conducted by the United Nations. In light of the fight between Overwatch members Jack Morrison and Gabriel Reyes, Ziegler admitted that the outcome had been inevitable. They had drifted further and further apart ever since Morrison had been chosen over Reyes for the position of Strike Commander, and the rift widened despite her best efforts. When Overwatch dissolved, Ziegler dedicated herself to helping those affected by war. Though she spends most of her time caring for those in war-torn countries around the world, Dr. Ziegler can be counted on to don her Valkyrie suit whenever innocents are in need, and hoping one day to make the world a more peaceful place to live. I've noticed a trend. With almost all of the Overwatch videos I've seen on YouTube, it seems everyone thinks Mercy is trash at defending herself and that her defensive options are non-existent. And it's because of this belief I've seen many videos mocking Mercy as a character, and frankly this just pisses me off. First thing you need to know is your boy Shen is a Mercy main, and proud of it. Secondly, if you trash can clowns knew how to handle yourself in a firefight, maybe you would be good enough to play a character with limited damage output instead of falling back on a character with a play of the game button. Reaper. Torbs. Now that I'm triggered, allow me to prove to you why Mercy is the best character in Overwatch. Example 1. Not only is Mercy the best support in the game hands down, she has mobility with Guardian Angel. No other support in the game has a mobile option like that. What? Oh, Lucio's music makes us run fast? Who cares about running when you got angel wings, motherfucker? Example 2. Mercy is the only support with an actual fucking gun. Zenyatta fights people with his balls. Not as cool as it sounds. Lucio fights people with music, for Christ's sake. And well, Symmetra... Come on, she's not a fucking support. Oh, Ana! Yeah, Ana. Ana's got a gun, right? And that shit was made for her by Mercy! And a little help from Torbs. A little help. Get it? Because he's little. Example 3. Mercy is the only character in the game that can regenerate health. Sure, there are plenty of other characters that can regenerate shields and heal themselves, but Mercy, after 3 seconds of not taking damage, will literally begin to heal herself. They don't really come out and say it. Yeah, imagine that. Blizzard being vague. Weird. But I believe the Valkyrie Swift response suit that she wears is what heals her up in the battlefield. Which would probably explain why she looks like she's in her 20s when she's actually 37. Being in that suit all the time getting healed up apparently does wonders for the skin. Anyway, a suit that heals the wearer seems like a pretty handy function a fucking doctor would think up if she had to be in actual combat trying to save lives, huh? Someone's got to keep the medic alive. Why wouldn't it be the medic? Example 4. Hey kids, you know those super cool characters you all like to play the most? You know, Genji, Reaper. They wouldn't be super cool or alive for that matter if Mercy had not intervened. Genji was fucked up and left presumed dead after Hanzo got pissed and tried to kill him. Would have succeeded too if Mercy hadn't fitted him with cybernetics and brought him back from the brink. And Reaper? Well, there's not a lot of info about what happened to him. But I can tell you, Gabriel Reyes, Reaper, after his death battle with Jack Morrison, 76, somehow made his way back to Mercy where she does what she does, and she saved his life. But I'm not sure how innocent our doctor really is. I mean, let's look at the facts here. While saving Genji, she literally created a robot ninja assassin. And with Reaper, did she help him become what he is now? Reaper seems to think so. Let me read you this in-game exchange between the two. Mercy says, "What happened to you?" Reaper responds, "You tell me, Doc." Mercy says, "This is not what I intended for you, Reyes." Reaper responds, "You knew exactly what you were doing." This would appear to imply that Mercy had a hand in Reyes' resurrection. It makes sense, since Mercy does specialize in nanobiology. I'm gonna go 80% angel, 20% devil. Example 5. Almost everyone's ultimates in the game are designed to kill everyone. Reaper in his disco death spin, 76 in his aimbot, Tracer in her shitty sticky bomb, Anna turns someone into a psycho monster of destruction. It's always high noon somewhere. Genji does the choppy chop, Hanzo shoots a fucking dragon, Reinhardt Gallagher's, and Bastion is a transformer, so on and so forth. Sure, the other supports try to save lives with music armor and transcendence. Those are great options. But there is only one character in the game that after you are defeated, and watching some bullshit lucky shot kill cam, that can bring you back from death's grasp and give you that second chance at redemption. It's Mercy. And that's because heroes never die.